The most powerful thing you will ever learn is when to say nothing at all. My friend, maybe you are the one who speaks and then wishes you hadn't. You share something close to your heart, something precious, something you thought was safe to reveal. And then you watch. You watch the light in your eyes meet the doubt in theirs. You watch your joy become smaller in someone else's words. Maybe you are the one who defends yourself to people who were never listening. You explain, you clarify, you try to make them understand. And when you finish, when you have given everything you had to say, you realize they were not seeking to understand you. They were seeking to be right about you. You share your dreams, and someone plants a question where a seed should have been. You share your struggles, and someone offers judgment where compassion should have lived. You open your heart, and it comes back to you bruised by careless hands. And so you wonder why your words seem to hurt you more than help you, why speaking your truth sometimes feels like handing someone a weapon, why the more you explain yourself, the more misunderstood you become. I see you, my friend. I see how tired you are. Tired of being misunderstood, tired of justifying your choices to people who have already made up their minds, tired of casting your pearls before those who cannot see their value. You give your words hoping they will build a bridge, but sometimes they build a wall instead. You speak hoping to be heard, but sometimes your voice just echoes back to you, empty. And the weight of this, the weight of always having to explain, always having to defend, always having to prove that what you feel is real, that what you carry matters, that who you are is enough. This weight is exhausting. You are not weak for feeling this. You are not sensitive for noticing when your words are twisted. You are not difficult for growing quiet around people who use your openness against you. You are simply learning something that took me many years to understand. That not everyone who asks a question deserves an answer. That not everyone who listens is truly hearing. That sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to say nothing at all. There are people in this world who will never understand you, not because you are unclear, not because you are complicated, but because they are not meant to. They are looking at you through a lens that was never designed to see you clearly. And you have been trying to fix this, trying to find the right words, the right explanation, the right way to make them see. But my friend, you cannot force someone to understand what they are not ready to receive. You cannot make someone value what they have decided to dismiss. This is not your failure. This is not proof that you are doing something wrong. This is simply the truth of being human. Some people will get you without effort. Others will never get you, no matter how much effort you give. And your words, your precious words, they have been wounded by this. They have learned to expect misunderstanding. They have learned to brace for judgment. They have learned that sometimes speaking costs more than silence ever could. So if you have grown quiet lately, if you have learned to hold your joy close instead of sharing it freely, if you have stopped explaining yourself to people who were never really asking, I understand. I see why you needed this protection. I honor the wisdom in your silence. You are not giving up. You are not shutting down. You are simply learning to guard what is sacred. And my friend, your heart is sacred. Your peace is sacred. Your path is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to these things. So be gentle with yourself for the times your words became wounds. Be patient with yourself as you learn when to speak and when to stay silent. You are not broken for needing this discernment. You are waking up to a truth that will protect you for the rest of your life. But here is what makes silence feel impossible, my friend. Here is why staying quiet feels like surrender. You were taught that silence means weakness, that if someone attacks you and you say nothing, you are letting them win. that if someone misunderstands you and you do not correct them, you are accepting their version of who you are. You were taught to defend yourself, to speak up, to never let things go unanswered, to fight for your truth, to make sure everyone knows your side of the story. And so, when you choose silence, something inside you screams. It feels like you are giving up, like you are letting them believe lies about you, like you are too afraid to stand your ground. This is the battle, my friend. The voice in your head that says silence is cowardice, that says real strength requires words, that says if you do not respond, you are weak. But what if that voice is wrong? What if everything you were taught about silence was backwards? Listen closely. Not every person who speaks to you is speaking for you. Some are speaking to themselves. They are using you as a mirror to reflect back what they already believe. They are not looking for truth. They are looking for confirmation. When someone attacks you, they are often not seeing you at all. They are seeing their own wounds, their own fears, their own unhealed parts that need someone to blame. And you have been trying to reach them with words, trying to show them who you really are, trying to prove that their version of you is not accurate. But my friend, you cannot use logic to change someone's feelings. You cannot use words to heal someone else's hurt. You cannot explain yourself into someone's understanding when they are not trying to understand. Some battles cannot be won with speech. Some arguments were never about finding truth. Some people were never asking a real question. They were making a statement disguised as a question. And when you respond to them, when you try to defend yourself, you are entering a fight that has no finish line. You are trying to win a game that has no rules. You are pouring your energy into a hole that has no bottom. This is not surrender, my friend. This is discernment. This is knowing which storms are worth standing in and which storms you should simply let pass. Silence is not weakness. Silence is knowing that some people will never understand you no matter what you say, that some minds are already made up, that some hearts are already closed. Silence is choosing your peace over their perception, your energy over their opinion, your path over their judgment. It is refusing to give your power to people who do not deserve it. It is refusing to let someone else's chaos become your burden. It is refusing to defend yourself to people who were never really listening. And yes, this feels hard. It goes against everything you were taught. It feels like you are letting them get away with something, like you are accepting injustice, like you are being passive. But my friend, there is a difference between passive silence and powerful silence. Passive silence is fear, it is hiding, it is letting someone else control you. Powerful silence is wisdom. It is knowing that not every accusation requires a defense, that not every lie requires correction, that not every storm requires your participation. Powerful silence is standing still while the wind howls around you. It is watching the waves crash without being moved by them. It is letting people say what they need to say and knowing that their words do not define you. You are learning something important. You are learning that you do not owe everyone an explanation, that you do not need everyone's approval, that you do not have to prove yourself to people who have already decided not to see you. This is not giving up. This is growing up. This is understanding that your peace is more valuable than being right, that your energy is more precious than winning an argument, that your time is too sacred to waste on people who are committed to misunderstanding you. So if silence feels like surrender right now, I understand. But know this, it is not surrender. It is strategy. It is preservation. It is protection. And in time, my friend, you will see, the battles you did not fight will be the ones that saved you the most energy. The arguments you did not enter will be the ones that preserved your peace. The words you did not speak will be the ones that protected your heart. Silence is not weakness. Silence is knowing which voices deserve your response and which deserve nothing but your absence. Let me tell you a story, my friend, a story that changed the way I understand silence. There was once a monk who lived in complete silence. For 20 years, he did not speak a single word. He walked through the village each morning. He tended his garden. He sat beneath the trees. And he said nothing. People mocked him. They called him foolish. They said he was wasting his life. They wondered what kind of man refuses to defend himself when others speak poorly of him. One day, a young traveler came to the village. He had heard about this silent monk and he was curious. He found the monk sitting beneath a great tree, watching the wind move through the branches. The traveler sat down beside him, and after a long while he asked a question that had been burning in his heart. "Master," he said, "why do you not defend yourself? People say terrible things about you. They misunderstand you. They judge you. Why do you not speak? Why do you not explain yourself? Why do you not tell them who you really are?" The monk smiled, a gentle smile, the kind that comes from deep peace. And then he pointed to the tree above them. A strong wind was blowing through its branches. The tree was bending, swaying, moving with the force of the wind. "Does the tree argue with the wind?" the monk asked softly. The traveler looked up. He watched the branches bend and sway. "No," he said. "Does the tree explain itself?" The monk continued. "Does it try to convince the wind to stop? Does it beg to be understood?" The traveler shook his head. "No," the monk said, "it does not. The tree bends, it sways, it moves with the storm, and when the wind passes, when the storm is over, the tree stands again, unbothered, unbroken, still rooted, still standing exactly where it has always been." The traveler sat in silence, understanding beginning to dawn. "This is the way of peace," the monk said. "Not every storm requires your resistance. Not every wind requires your argument. Some things you simply let pass. My friend, this is what I want you to understand. Not every attack deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding requires an explanation. Not every person who questions you is worthy of your truth. The tree does not argue with the wind because the wind is not interested in understanding the tree. The wind is simply doing what wind does. It blows, it moves, it passes. And some people are like the wind. They blow through your life with their opinions, their judgments, their misunderstandings, but they are not asking to know you. They are simply doing what they do. You cannot reason with the wind. You cannot explain yourself to a storm. You can only stand rooted and let it pass. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. This is knowing that your peace is more important than being understood by everyone, that your energy is more valuable than winning every argument, that your roots go deeper than anyone's opinion of you. Some people will never understand you, not because you are unclear, not because you have not explained yourself well enough, but because they are not meant to. They are looking at you through eyes that cannot see clearly. They are listening with ears that do not want to hear. And you have been trying to change this, trying to make them see, trying to prove yourself, trying to defend who you are. But my friend, the tree does not try to prove itself to the wind. It simply stands. It bends when it must, and when the storm is over, it returns to its natural state, strong, rooted, unchanged by the opinions of the passing wind. Your peace is not found in making everyone see you correctly. Your peace is found in no longer needing them to, in knowing who you are so deeply that their misunderstanding cannot shake you, in being so rooted in your truth that their storms cannot uproot you. This is the power of silence, not the silence of fear, not the silence of defeat, but the silence of the tree, the silence that knows some things do not deserve your response, The silence that understands some battles are won by not fighting. The silence that trusts in your own roots more than in anyone else's perception. So let them say what they will say. Let them believe what they will believe. Let the wind blow. You do not need to argue with it. You do not need to convince it. You simply need to stand, to bend when you must, and to trust that when the storm passes, you will still be here, unbothered, unbroken, still rooted in who you have always been. Now, my friend, I want to share something important with you, something that will protect you if you let it. Guard your words. Guard your explanations. Guard your energy. Not everyone who asks a question deserves an answer. Not everyone who seems curious about your life has good intentions. Not everyone who wants to know your story is worthy of hearing it. There are people who ask questions not to understand you, but to find something they can use against you. They listen not to hear you, but to judge you. They watch not to support you, but to find your weaknesses. These people exist, and you have met them. You have felt the difference between someone who truly wants to know you and someone who is simply gathering information. Learn to discern between the two. Learn to feel the difference. Learn to protect what is sacred. When you are healing something deep inside you, stay quiet. When you are building something new in your life, stay quiet. When you are transforming into someone stronger, stay quiet. Not out of fear, not out of shame, but because your transformation is sacred. And not every soul knows how to hold sacred things with gentle hands. Some people will hear about your progress and feel threatened by it. They will smile at you while secretly hoping you fail. They will ask how you are doing while silently wishing you would stay small. This is not paranoia. This is wisdom. This is understanding that not everyone who appears in your life is there to help you grow. Do not give your pearls to those who see no value in them. Do not cast your light before those who prefer you dim. Do not share your dreams with people who have never had the courage to chase their own. Your words are powerful. Your truth is precious. Your journey is holy. Guard these things like they are sacred, because they are. Move in silence, my friend. Grow in silence. Heal in silence. Let your results speak when the time is right. Let your transformation reveal itself through your peace, through your strength, through the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are becoming. You do not owe anyone updates on your healing. You do not owe anyone explanations for your choices. You do not owe anyone access to the parts of your life that are still tender, still growing, still finding their strength. There will be people who want to know everything. Where you are going, what you are doing, how you are changing, and they will make it seem like you are wrong for not sharing, like you are being secretive, like you are hiding something. But you are not hiding. You are protecting. You are guarding what needs to be guarded. You are keeping sacred what needs to be kept sacred. Not everyone deserves to know your struggles. Not everyone has earned the right to hear your story. Not everyone can be trusted with the vulnerable parts of you that are still healing. And this is okay. This is more than okay. This is necessary. The seed does not announce itself while it is still underground. It grows in darkness, in silence, in hiddenness, and only when it has roots, only when it has strength, only when it is ready, does it break through the soil and reveal itself to the world. You are like this seed, my friend. Some parts of you are still growing in the quiet, still finding their roots, still gathering their strength. Do not let anyone rush you into revealing what is not yet ready to be seen. Protect your path, protect your peace, protect the transformation that is happening inside you. This is not selfishness. This is self-preservation. This is honoring the sacred work that is being done in you. And when people ask questions you do not want to answer, when they pry into places you are not ready to open, when they demand explanations you do not owe them, remember this. You can smile, you can be kind, and you can say nothing. Your silence is not rudeness. Your boundaries are not rejection. Your privacy is not secrecy. You are simply learning to guard what is precious. And my friend, you are precious. Your healing is precious. Your journey is precious. Guard it well. My friend, I want to speak something over your future, something I know to be true, even if you cannot see it yet. A time will come when your silence will speak louder than any words ever could, when people will look at you and feel something they cannot name, a stillness, a peace, a quiet strength that draws them in without you saying a word. They will wonder how you found it. They will ask what changed. They will want to know your secret. And the truth is this: your silence became your teacher. Your restraint became your power. Your peace became your presence. You will not need to defend yourself anymore. You will not need to explain yourself. You will not need to convince anyone of who you are or what you are worth. You will simply be. And that will be enough. The people who are meant to understand you will understand you without a single word. They will feel your energy and know. They will see your light and recognize it. They will meet your peace and be drawn to it. These are your people, my friend, the ones who do not need you to perform or prove or explain. The ones who see you clearly without you having to dim yourself or amplify yourself or twist yourself into something you are not. They are coming. Some are already here. Some are on their way. But they are coming. And when they arrive, you will understand why all the others had to leave, why all the misunderstandings had to happen, why all the words you spoke fell on deaf ears. You were being prepared, refined, strengthened. You were learning to find your worth not in being understood by everyone, but in being at peace with yourself. This is the great shift, my friend. From seeking validation outside yourself to finding validation within yourself. From needing everyone to see you to being content with being seen by the right ones. Your silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the sound of someone who has nothing left to prove. It is the presence of someone who has found their ground and will not be shaken from it. People will feel this. They already do, even if they do not say it, even if they do not understand it. They feel the difference in you. You are becoming someone who cannot be rattled by opinions, someone who cannot be diminished by judgment, someone who cannot be pulled off course by criticism. This is your strength now, not in your words, but in your silence, not in your explanations, but in your peace, not in defending who you are, but in simply being who you are. And this, my friend, this is freedom, real freedom, the kind that does not depend on anyone else's understanding, the kind that remains steady even when the world around you is chaotic, the kind that knows its own value without needing constant confirmation. So practice this silence, not in fear, but in wisdom, not in hiding, but in knowing, not in weakness, but in strength. Practice being still when everything in you wants to defend. Practice being quiet when everything in you wants to explain. Practice being at peace when everything around you is asking you to react. This is how you become unshakable. This is how you protect your peace. This is how you honor the sacred work being done inside you. Not everyone deserves your voice, my friend, but you deserve your peace. You deserve the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are. You deserve the freedom that comes from no longer needing to prove it to anyone. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. So carry this with you. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not failing because you have stopped explaining yourself to people who were never trying to understand. You are learning, growing, becoming. You are finding a peace that the world did not give you and the world cannot take away. This is my blessing for you, that your silence becomes your strength, that your peace becomes your presence, that the right people find you and the wrong people lose interest, that you walk through this world unbothered by those who do not see you and deeply grateful for those who do. Be well, my friend. You are exactly where you need to be.